Hello everyone. So we are back with a new video on how to sprout few seeds. In the last episode, we had sowed seeds like lemon, then pumpkin, turmeric, and some spices like nutmeg, black pepper. So this time we are going to sow few more seeds, and the container which we are going to use for this is a container tub which we normally get from when we buy ice cream, and you can see the uh, depth of it, and it's not very deep. So we'll try some leafy vegetables in this, and then once we are able to do it, grow it properly, we will do it in a bigger we will do it in a bigger container. So in this you can see I have taken compost, and we can see the texture of compost, and it's like very moist, and it has very less soil. So I got a huge batch of compost which I want to try, and this container tubs are ideal for filling the compost and then adding the seed. So first seed we will add is coriander seed, which takes a little while to sprout. So that's why when we want to grow coriander for at least 8 to 10 days, we should be very attentive and conscious about it. And when we sow them, we should never let the container medium dry out. The next one we have is methi. And yes, one thing I wanted to say about coriander is that the seeds are like you have to break it into half. You can do this by just very softly, just like separate it by rubbing in your palm or using any tool which will break it into half. However, be careful not to make it powdery. We have to just make it into half so that we can use it for sprouting coriander. Next seed which we are going to use is flax seeds. We are going to grow it like microgreens, and we are going to use its leaves for making vegetables or adding in salad. And then we have chia seeds. Now all this is going to go in container tub. However, the last seeds which we have is of garlic cloves, which are going to go into a very small sized pot, which we have over here, which I'll show you. And so this is that pot. This pot is not very deep. You can see the depth of it, and it's a very small pot. You can easily do it in this. You don't need very deep for growing garlic. So let us start growing. So we are now sowing dhania or coriander, or it's also known as kothimber. So while sowing this, we should be a little how we have to sow this. The pattern is that we have to sow them not very far and not very near, and cover all part of our container with equal amount of seeds. And we have to see wherever there are gaps, we drop more seeds, and if there are some seeds which are sticking to each other, we have to just separate it. So you can see this. So after all seeds are dropped properly, you can even check if there are any corners left. You can add it in some corner as well, and they grow nicely supporting each other. So there is one corner left where we are adding over here, this corner. Yes, there are some few space in this corner as well. Yes, now we'll cover it with soil which we have kept separately, and we'll just sprinkle very light around 1 to 2 centimeter of it everywhere. And it's basically not soil, it's compost, very lightweight, and we should cover it in such a way that no seeds are visible, and do it very slowly, so that, and there are no lumps in this compost. It's very powdery and fluffy. If there is a seed, you can just remove that seed, and then we can do it specific area. And after doing this, you can label that container, otherwise you will miss what you have planted in that. And as this is coriander, it will take at least around 8 to 10 days to sprout. So till then, always do proper watering using a bottle with holes. We'll just water right now little bit, and then you can see that bottle, yes, there are holes in it. So that's done. Now we'll move on to our next sowing. So अभी हम इसमें एक लेबल लगा देंगे जिसमें whatever seeds we are placing, we are going to write its name and the date of sowing. This will help us, and it gives a very good idea when we add date to it. So we are now sowing methi seeds, and this methi is very easy to grow. And if you are just growing, you have to take a choice of growing methi or coriander. You should always take methi as a choice, because it just sprouts within 2 to 4 days. The way the environment is, and if it is rainy environment and there is a lot of moisture in air, then it will grow very quickly, it will sprout very quickly. So here we have grown methi, and we have filled all the corners properly, every place. So now we are covering with the extra soil which we had, extra compost which we had kept it aside. And that's a very good idea to always keep little bit of fine, very powdery compost in a separate container, and just add it from the top. And this helps the seeds to remain always moist. That's why we cover the seeds. And here we have covered methi seeds. Just wanted to add that all these container tubs have holes below, so I have made at least 5 to 6 holes on the bottom, and you should also make it in a way that water can drain out, but the compost should not come out from it. So next we have flex seeds. I wanted to remind you that all this medium or compost which I am using, I have made it 100% at home, and this is not from outside or purchased from anywhere. It's completely from my home, where I did composting with my kitchen waste. And yes, so you can see flex seeds, and we are sowing it in a ice cream container tub, and then covering with compost. So this compost which I made at home, I added some soil in that compost with my kitchen waste. So that much soil is enough to give it a proper texture. And flex seeds also would sprout within 6 to 8 days. And I'm going to add a label where I'm going to mention the sown date, and then I'll also add the sprouted date. So you always give a good amount of water when you have sown the seeds, and make it wet, and then monitor it every day, and you will get your cycle that is the time. And keep these containers in at least 1 to 2 hours of mild sun, not very deep sun. Yes, so this flex seeds. So these are chia seeds, and you can see they are very tiny, and we are going to sow them, and we are going to sow chia seeds first time, and this is very exciting to see them, how they grow, and how they will the type of plant they will produce. It will be very exciting to see it. So we are now covering with compost, chia seeds, some water over it with a bottle. These bottles are very good to give water. You should use only them for watering this kind of plants. So we are beginning with now sowing of garlic. And remember, when we sow garlic, we should take the claw, and the tail should point towards the sky, and we should put it at a distance of around 1 inch, and it should be planted closely. So anyways, we are planting this for sprouting garlic, and we'll continuously get garlic chive or the leaves of garlic, which are very tasty for any dish. We won't wait for that entire garlic bulb to happen, which takes a little longer time. Takes around 4 to 5 months, and that much we do not want to wait. Rather, we would be happy with the garlic leaves. So you can see how many chives we have, cloves we have added in this container, and we are planting it very close by because we want many leaves from it. And you can see them in my home compost. We are also putting it in the corners. This will give us lot many garlic leaves. And then sprinkle mild compost. Don't bury them very deep. A little bit the tails, if they are visible, it's okay. Little bit tails. And then we'll give water to it. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and we'll be coming with more exciting videos. And for such kind of videos, always be connected with us through our session.